Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Dai, and today I'm sharing with you my thoughts on the Monochrome Manga Club series reads for the month of June. So the Monochrome Manga Club is an in-real-life manga club that I host at a local Barnes & Noble, where we read 2 first-in-a-series reads, and we are currently doing 2 series reads. So the selections for the month of June were Volume 1 of SOTUS, art by K, original story by Bittersweet. This one's published by Yen Press, rated older teen. We also did Volume 1 of Yuri Is My Job by Mimon. This one is published by Kodansha, rated teen. And then for our series reads, we did Volume 5 of Erased by Kei Sanbei. This is published by Yen Press, rated teen. And then we started a new series read, which was Full Metal Alchemist, Volumes 1 through 3 by Hiromu Arakawa, published by Viz, rated teen. So because this is a series first impressions video, I will not be talking about Erased, nor will I be talking about Full Metal Alchemist, even though this is the first in a series, because this is the 3rd time that I am reading this particular 3-in-1 edition. We actually did read Full Metal Alchemist, the 3-in-1 edition, for the Monochrome Manga Club way back. So if I can find my thoughts on this volume, I will link it down in the description box below so that you can hear what I thought about it, but I will not be reiterating my thoughts on this particular video. What I will be talking to you about in this video will be Yuri Is My Job and SOTUS. So let me start off with SOTUS. SOTUS is a BL story that is Thai. I believe it came from a Thai light novel. So this was a very interesting experience for me because the names were definitely not familiar to me at all. I'm not even sure that I am pronouncing them correctly because I had never heard them before. But this series follows our 2 characters here on the cover. They're in the engineering department at university, and the one in red is the head hazer. It's kind of a school tradition where they haze the underclassmen, and our character in the back in the white is an underclassman, and he's also kind of a person who is questioning whether or not this hazing ritual is even necessary. So SOTUS actually means something, and it's actually shared with us on the very first page of the manga. So it says SOTUS, a tradition passed down in Thai universities where upperclassmen impose discipline and wisdom upon incoming students. Seniority, order, tradition, unity, spirit. Taking the first letter of each word, you get SOTUS. So right off the top, I will say that I really enjoyed the art style of this volume. It was very much to my taste, and I enjoyed, for the most part, this story, but it took me a really long time to get into it because the amount of hazing that is done in this book really made me uncomfortable. It is one of those situations where you understand why you're being exposed to it as part of the story, but it was really difficult to watch. Lots of conflicts between the underclassmen and the upperclassmen, especially with these 2 characters. It was just really difficult. The further we get into this volume, the more we kind of get to know each of these 2 characters individually. Like, we have separate scenes with them to like give us their individual thoughts on certain things that have happened, certain situations that have come up. And so it gives you a little bit more to the story rather than having all of this hazing. And you begin to understand our 2 characters a bit better. You understand why the head hazer feels like he needs to do what he's doing. You kind of see where our underclassman is coming from and how he is approaching certain situations, why he's approaching them the way he is, and how some of his actions are being misinterpreted by the head hazer. And so the further that we got into this volume, the more I began to enjoy it. But I would say the first half of this volume was really, really difficult for me. I felt very uncomfortable. I didn't like the things that were going on. But the last half of this volume definitely felt better for me. I enjoyed it more as we got to know our two characters better. And I'm hoping that now that we've finished the first volume, we're at a place where we don't have to see so much hazing going on and we'll get more story. I'm hoping. And even with my uncomfortableness with the hazing that was going on, there were a lot of things that happened within the hazing that I just thought were completely, I want to use the word ridiculous. Because it was just like, how do you expect him to know the answer to that? It was just like a ridiculous question. Ridiculous. Like I said, I'm hoping we're over most of that. Like, I know that it should still be going on because obviously that's the basis for this series. But I'm hoping that we'll get more outside of that. Like, we'll catch glimpses only of the hazing stuff and we'll get more of other scenes where our characters are doing other things other than being hazed by the upperclassmen. And I'll also be interested to see if, because of what happens with the SOTUS system in this story as we progress. Because I think that's something to think about as far as a plot line with this series as well. I think it's definitely something that's going to be challenged later on. At least I'm thinking. Not completely sure, but it'll be interesting to see because there are definitely some people who don't understand why it's still in existence. And so I really, really enjoyed this. I will definitely be continuing on to the next volume, and yes, definitely recommend that one. Now let's get into Yuri Is My Job. So this one follows our main character here, whose name is Hime, who is like the cutest person at the school. Everybody fawns over her because she says she's so cute. Plus, she's got the demeanor to back it up. She's very nice. She does nice things for people. She is just an all-around nice person. Everybody wants to be her friend. But what people don't know about Hime is that it's all an act. She definitely has an agenda for presenting herself and acting the way she does. So one day when she is on her way home, she trips down a flight of stairs and runs into a cafe manager. And that cafe manager is injured so badly that she'll be unable to do her job. So Hime offers to do anything to help out. And so the cafe manager has her come work at her new themed cafe. So this cafe is based on an all-girls private school. And so they dress in school uniforms and kind of give the ambiance of that for their patrons. And Hime is kind of just thrown into this, and she's met with very abrasive coworkers. They don't like her, and she is very flummoxed about this because everybody loves her. Why don't they love her? And so she's kind of working this job. She's blundering at the job for the first time, and she's got people who don't immediately like her for the first time. So it's just a really interesting situation that she's in, and she can't seem to find the right thing to do. So that's kind of where we are in this volume. She's just trying to catch her bearings and get her like persona back, I guess, at least as far as this job is concerned. And so this particular volume I didn't enjoy as much as I thought I was going to. So the way that Hime acts, I get that it's an act. Like, I get why she's doing it. She's got a goal in mind. But the way that she's kind of dropped into this job without any training, without anybody ever telling her what the rules are, or that there are even any rules at all, that there's a certain way that she's supposed to act. She's not supposed to act like she knows her coworkers and things like that. And then she messes up and gets reprimanded for it when nobody ever told her what the rules are, what she should and shouldn't do, and things like that. I really dislike that. I dislike that very, very much. It got on my nerves, even though I kind of feel like our character needed a little bit of a kick in the butt, if you know what I mean. Just, she's gotten to a point where she's like so full of herself. So she's definitely getting, kicked down a few pegs here. But at the same time, I don't feel like the way that this whole situation went about for her was very fair, because they never told her the rules. They never told her anything. They put her in the uniform and then sent her out onto the work floor and then got angry because she did certain things that she supposedly wasn't supposed to do. And I didn't like that at all. Also, this person here is the coworker that especially hates her. And you find out at the end of this volume why. And I'm very interested in what happened with that situation. But yeah, it's definitely a relationship that's off to a rocky start if this is the pair that we are going to be following as far as a romance perspective goes. So yeah, there were a lot of things about this particular volume that bothered me. I'm not sure at this point if I want to continue this or not. I like the art style, but there were just too many things in here that really got on my nerves. And so, yeah, it's a little bit upsetting because I thought I was going to enjoy this a bit more. But just the way things played out wasn't for me, and a lot of things about how it played out got on my nerves. So I need to think about this one a little bit more, but as of right now, I don't think I'm going to want to continue this one. If you have read this one, let me know what you thought down in the comments below, but please don't leave any spoilers. But if you think that it's worth continuing and that the things that I mentioned bothered me are going to lessen up or lighten up a bit as the series goes on, I would really appreciate it. So that is that one. And so that will conclude my first impressions on the Monochrome Manga Club first volumes for the month of June. So before I let you go, I do want to let you know what the July selections will be. So first up, we will be reading volume 1 of Honey Lemon Soda. This is by Mayu Murata, published by Yen Press, rated teen. The back of this says, Uka Ishimori has one dream in life, to have fun in high school. As a self-avowed, dense, stone-faced introvert who spent all of middle school hardening her heart against the daily barrage of bullying, breaking out of her shell is easier said than done. Luckily, she's not alone. Kai Miura, a classmate whose blonde hair reminds her of the lemon soda he so enjoys, has her back. Step by step, she endeavors to cast off the shadows of her past and reinvigorate her life. So I think that sounds just like a super cute story. I'm thinking there might be a little bit of romance in there, and so I'm really, really looking forward to that one. And then the second first in a series volume we will be reading will be Blue Lock. This is by Muneyuki Kaneshiro, art by Yusuke Nomura. This is published by Kodansha, rated older teen, 16 plus. So this was requested by one of our members to be a selection, so we will be reading this one. This, I believe, is a sports soccer manga. So it says, are you the world's top egoist? After a disastrous defeat at the 2018 World Cup, Japan's team struggles to regroup. But what's missing? An absolute ace striker. The football union is hell-bent on creating a striker who hungers for goals and thirsts for victory, so Blue Lock, a rigorous training ground for 300 of Japan's best and brightest youth players, is created. To survive this battle royale, the last striker standing will have to out-muscle and out-ego everyone who stands in his way. The twisted soccer sensation finally comes to print. So I've heard a little bit of buzz about this. It wasn't really high on my list, if I'm honest. because I am into a couple other sports mangas at the moment and I didn't want to jump into another one. But since one of my members had asked to have this as a first in a series read, I agreed. So I actually have read the first chapter of this because it was on the K-Manga app one day for free points. And so I did decide to go ahead and check it out. I will say I wasn't immediately grabbed by that first chapter, but I'm interested to see what I think of the rest of the volume and then let you know whether or not I will be continuing with the series or not. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. And then for our series reads, we will be reading Volume 2 of the 3-in-1 edition of Full Metal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa, published by Viz, rated teen. So we'll be continuing our series read of that. And since I am filming this before our meeting, which is unusual for me, I do not yet know what series will be replacing Erased at the time of my filming this. But I will post a picture here to let you know which series will be our next series read. So that will be everything that I have for you for this video. As always, if you are interested in reading any of the Monochrome Manga Club selections and discussing them with me, you are definitely able to do so. We have a Discord open for the Monochrome Manga Club. I'll link it down in the description box below, so you can feel free to join us there and let me know your thoughts on any of the volumes we have read. So let me know down in the comments below if you will be joining us on any of our reads for the next month, or if you have read any of the volumes that I have talked to you about in this episode. I'd really love to know, but again, please no spoilers. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a gear emoji. Is there a gear or something pink? Because this is a cover that has pink on it. That would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.